Good day, everyone. My name is Janice, and today I will be presenting the pilot study that I have conducted for my research methodology course. So my proposed research title is Check Out Understanding Zillennials Turnover in the Tourism Industry. To begin, I would like to give you a quick background about my pilot study. My study focuses specifically on Zillennials, the generation between Millennials and Generation Z, or born between the year 1992 and 2002, according to Wikipedia's hub on microgeneration. According to Nguyen et al. 2023 and Matiza and Slubber 2020, as millennials are becoming a huge and important part of the tourism workforce, many are considering leaving their career in the industry due to issues such as limited career growth, work-life balance, job satisfaction, and workplace conditions. While there are a lot of studies about the younger generations of employees, there is a limited understanding of the specific experiences of the zillennials within the tourism industry. Existing studies usually combine younger generations in a broader category, which overlook the specific characteristics of the professionals who bridge both generations, which is why I decided to focus my study specifically on zillennials. So the purpose of my pilot study is to evaluate whether my interview guide was clear and effective, assess my interview process and data collection procedures, identify areas that I need to improve, and reflect on my role as a qualitative researcher. On the other hand, the purpose of my research is to explore the main factors that influence the turnover intentions of zillennials working in tourism. My study seeks to explore their perceptions, experiences, and expectations while analyzing their motivation and their intention to leave their career in the organization. Overall, this pilot study serves as my preparation, ensuring that the interview process is reliable for exploring my main research in the future. So before conducting my pilot study, I did several preparation and planning steps. I reviewed various literature and selected three key studies as the foundation of my research. Through these studies, I developed my interview guide and prepared the consent form to ensure that the interview is conducted ethically and confidentially. I then selected participants who met my research criteria and sent them an interview invitation. We scheduled the interview at their most convenient time. After the interview, I analyzed the data collected and reflected on the overall process to analyze what worked well and what I could improve. So this is the research design that I used for my pilot study. I used a qualitative approach because I wanted to gain a deeper understanding of the millennials' experiences and personal perspective regarding career turnover in the tourism industry. For my data collection, I use a combination of structured and semi-structured interviews. According to Criswell 2023, a structured interview ensures that all participants are asked the same core question for consistency and easy comparison. While semi-structured questions, according to Kivale and Brickman 2015, encourage participants to share detailed experiences and perspective while providing the flexibility to ask follow-up questions. I combine both interview style to allow me to collect consistent information while also exploring participants' unique experiences in greater depth, according to Criswell 2023. My pilot study involved two zillennial tourism employees who met my research criteria based on their background and experiences. Each interview lasted for about 20 to 25 minutes, and with the participants' informed consent, the interview was audio recorded to ensure accuracy during the data analysis. So moving on, my pilot study was guided by three research key articles that helped shape the direction of my research. For my first literature, Nguyen et al. 2023, which conducted a systematic literature review and analyzed previous research about employee turnover in the tourism industry. The researchers found different factors that influence turnover intentions in tourism. This study helped me identify important themes to explore during my interviews, such as employees' experience with the management support, career opportunities, and work-life balance. Second, Source and Putri 2025 identified that job satisfaction and work-life balance play an important role in employees' decision. This study supported my decision to include interview questions about job satisfaction, workplace experiences, and reason for living. Finally, Yang and Zhang 2024 discovered that employees' intention to leave is greatly influenced by better employment opportunities in other industries. This influenced me to ask participants if career advancement or opportunities outside tourism contributed to their decision to leave. Overall, these studies helped me identify key themes to investigate, develop my interview questions, and justify the need to focus my study specifically on millennials in the tourism workforce. So this is the research question that I have developed from the various literature that I have reviewed. My main research question is, why do millennial professionals leave the tourism industry? To explore further, I have developed four sub-questions. First is, how do millennials describe their work experiences in the tourism industry? What is the perception of millennials about work-life balance, compensation, and job satisfaction within the tourism organization? What workplace challenges do millennials often face that influence their decision to leave? And what are the strategies do millennial employees believe tourism employers should adopt that would encourage them to stay? These questions help me develop of my interview guide and ensure that the data collected will address the objective of my study. To answer my research question, I combined semi-structured and structured interview questions. The first three questions are to collect participants' background information, while the other questions focus on their experience, perspective, and expectation in the tourism industry. I have developed these questions based on the themes that I have identified in the literature review. For my data collection and analysis, here I've included a brief interview recording with participant 1. I will play a short clip to provide a quick example of how the interview was conducted and how the participant responded to the question. I would like to mention that I asked the participant permission to share this recording for educational purposes in this presentation. Did you feel valued, supported, and appreciated by your employer? Why or why not?
So when it comes to coworkers, wala akong problema. Lahat sila like cooperative, ganyan, may teamwork. Pero sa sa higher management, parang wala kasi parang masyado silang nagkakaroon sila ng micromanagement.
So as you can hear, the participant was comfortable sharing her experiences. Right after the interview, I made my reflective notes to help me evaluate my interviewing skills and identify factors for improvement. So during the interview, I observed that the participants were comfortable sharing their workplace experiences and career perspective. This created a relaxed atmosphere that allowed me to collect a meaningful information. However, I noticed that some responses were quite brief, so I needed to ask follow-up questions to encourage the participants to elaborate on their point in general detail. So I noticed that a few questions could be simplified and arranged in a better sequence to improve the flow of the conversation. Recording the interview was also very helpful because it made sure that I did not miss any important details during the discussion. On the other hand, these are the preliminary findings that emerged from the interview. The participants identified heavy workload, workplace stress, limited career advancement, and work-life balance as important factors influencing their turnover intentions. They also shared that a positive workplace culture and supportive management encouraged them to stay. Overall, the participants had a positive view of the tourism industry, but they expressed concerns about their long-term career. So these are my reflexivity and challenges that I have encountered during the interview. So I remained aware of my own perspective about the study to avoid influencing the participants' responses. I listened with an open mind and allowed the participants to speak freely without interrupting or leading their answers. During the whole process of the pilot study, I encountered several challenges. First, scheduling the interviews with the participants was difficult because of their busy work schedules. Also, managing the interview time while asking follow-up questions to get richer information became challenging for me as well. There were also minor technical issues during the online interview, such as internet connectivity and recording setup. Lastly, because some of the parts of the interviews were conducted in Filipino, translating the responses into English required extra care to preserve the original meaning and avoid losing important details. These are the factors that I noticed that I need to improve for my future research. Sending interview invitations earlier and arranging an interview schedule in advance is crucial to better match the participants' availability. Also, allowing more time to follow up questions so participants can share richer and more detailed responses. Using a better translation tools next time when necessary will allow me to carefully review the data collected while ensuring accuracy. I also plan to reduce and simplify my interview questions while collecting essential information to improve the interview flow and keep the participants engaged. Finally, I will continue writing reflexive notes after each interview to monitor my own assumptions and reduce researcher bias in the study. Overall, this pilot study was a valuable learning experience for me as it strengthened my research skills and understanding of the qualitative research process. This allowed me to evaluate my interview questions, identify area for improvement, and gain confidence in conducting qualitative interviews. The challenges that I have encountered also taught me important lessons about planning, time management, and communication. And of course, these are my references. Thank you so much and have a good day, everyone.